Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with my friend Don McGee with us. Hey, Don, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
So, Don, I want to talk to you about traveling. So, I'm seeing more of my friends are actually flying to different places, and I want to talk about making good choices because we're just naive and we don't think like, oh, there might be a delayed flight. Well, geez, Don, I'm running a few minutes behind. I'll just grab something. How do I stop myself from making those bad choices? Because we're going to get there and be like, oh, I'm stressed. Hey, look at that bagel. That looks great. Look at, oh my God, that's the greatest muffin I've ever seen. And we make bad choices. How do I prevent that?
Well, Kevin, travel has definitely started to come back, and I think we are out of practice in how to do it. And quite frankly, some of us may not have ever had those skills either. So, um, you're right. You're so right. It all comes down to making choices. And when we're traveling, things get unpredictable, out of our control. I know that there are delays, there are thunderstorms on the East Coast today. I'm heading to Philly, so how am I going to set myself up for success instead of leaving myself open to being hungry and cranky and grabbing the first bagel that I see? Well, there are a couple things. One is I always travel with food. I am that person. I have little baggies with a serving of shake mix because you can't bring the liquid through security rights, but you can easily find water on the other side. Shaker bottle, toss in my shake mix, shake it up. Super simple. um, it's not the height of cuisine, I will tell you. Doesn't satisfy all of my foodie needs, but it absolutely gives me fuel to keep going so that I'm not grabbing whatever. The other thing that I have noticed as I've been traveling is that there are good choices in the airports. They have the longest lines. So if your flight gets delayed and you don't have the time you thought you had for connecting, which has happened to me almost every time I've flown in the past year, um, then again, even though you planned for something that suits you, you have to come up with a different choice. And so there are a couple of different ways to handle that. Again, one is travel with some food, whether it's a good balanced protein bar or some shake powder so you can mix up something. Always an empty water bottle so that, empty through security, fill it up on the other side so you're hydrated, and then see what you've got, right? If you've got food with you, then you're not as stressed and pressed to go to the first fast food counter and grab what you like. So what do you like to eat while you're traveling, Kevin?
McDonald's.
It's a good thing there are no McDonald's in the airports.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm going to grab the most convenient thing and probably the one with the most sugar. I'm going to look for a fountain drink. I'm going to, hey. But for some people, it's just like, oh, that's how I eat on vacation. We just
Right.
justify it as a treat, Don. And
Right.
we wonder why we spiral out of control while we're traveling.
Well, and that's an excellent point too. There are some people who may have this really healthy lifestyle outside, and when they're home, and they get to an airport, and the first thing they do is go for that, you know, the bagel piled with everything. And I used to also, and then I realized, well, it's good, but only one way. It's like good going in, but it makes me feel kind of like crap the next day. So why am I doing this to myself? And it takes a long time to wrap your head around the place of, well, fuel myself with good stuff that also tastes good, and I'm going to feel good the next day. So when I'm running around or when I want to do stuff on vacation, I have the energy, I don't have digestive issues, I slept well, all of those things that you want to have that really lead to more fun. So it's about really sort of thinking through the whole process. And by all means, have some treats if they're not going to make you wholly miserable, but all treats all the time are going to make you pretty miserable.
It does catch up there, but I agree with you. It comes down to just planning. Don't
Yeah.
put yourself in that situation when hey, you can bring that snack. So if you do get that delay or whatever, and you're stressed, and again, I know when I'm stressed, always make horrible decisions. I don't think I've ever made a good decision about anything when I'm stressed and hangry. I'm
Hey,
just looking to solve it. The first sugary thing I see is going to be what I'm going to look at and what I'm going to purchase and stuff. So just a little pre-planning may go a long
yeah,
way.
absolutely. And that's a common scenario, Kevin. I assure you, you are not alone in that regard where, you grab the first thing when you're stressed because you just want to make sure that you have something, right? We have that, oh my gosh, I don't want to be starving and I'm stuck on a plane for 6 hours with no food, right? So a little bit of pre-planning, a little bit of uh, thinking through the whole process, right? Hey, I'm going to be in an airport and flying. How long do I need food for? How much food? And then also understanding what the requirements are. I think some people have a misconception that you can't bring food through security. You can. You can't bring liquids through, and there are things that fall on that edge that's sort of discretionary, like pudding. Is pudding a liquid or is pudding a food? Well, you know what? Some people will let it through and some people won't. So leave it home, you know. But you can bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Chalk on it right in front of them if they won't let me take it. So that'd be fine.
Right, right. But you can pack a roast beef sandwich. You can pack some fruit that's not easily squishable. Grapes are great. Strawberries not so much, right? So think about how you're packing, what you're bringing, and bring stuff that you like and that you will eat, and you will not go, well, I have this, but I'd really rather have this. Bring something you like that you're going to eat and you're going to want to eat.
That's simple advice. So Don, how do people reach out to? How can I learn more?
Kevin, two ways. One is go ahead and check out my website at dawnmcgee.guru. Second is on Facebook, Dawn McGee, Nutrition Evangelist. I just posted on Eventbrite all of my fall and winter events. We've got some great food and wine tastings coming up and a seminar on nutrition and sleep. So all sorts of good stuff. Check out what we've got.
Awesome, Don. Appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it.